Hello everyone, it's Margaret here with 60andMe. Hope that you're doing well today, feeling healthy and strong. You know, as we get through this aging journey together, we are fascinated by the things that we can do to live longer, live healthier, and just let our health not get away from us. There's so many important things that happen in transition as we go into our 60s and 70s, and I want to share with you some ideas that the 8 important things that you can do to keep yourself healthy and well as you get older. Now, we have written literally hundreds of articles at 60andMe about health and well-being, and over the 10 years we've covered all these topics in detail. But I think there's never enough that you can talk about good health, because having gone through an emergency surgery this year myself, and not expecting it to be the way that things would go, I really appreciate being reminded now and again of the things that are important to keep you going. Now, Jo Moran is one of our bloggers, and she is an amazing writer, but she wrote this article a while ago, I think, on how life gets so busy, that we just try to cram everything into our day, and we don't do the very basic things sometimes, like think about our health, the food that we eat, the way that we eat, exercising, and so on. Exercise is such an easy thing to drop when you get older. And I'm not making light of this, because there are so many people that are dealing with mobility issues or chronic pain. It happens as you get older. I mean, it's absolutely no doubt that things get a little more tricky, and you don't have to go to the gym and be doing, cardio and weightlifting. There are other things that you can do. And I'm just encouraging you, I guess, to listen to this little chat one more time, and maybe reassess and set, your kind of expectations for what's going to work for you as an older woman. I'm going to put my light up a little bit today. The sun keeps going in and out of focus, so we deal with what we got here. Anywho, perhaps, just saying to move more is enough. Just get up and go out of the house, go for a walk 2 or 3 times a day. If you're working at the computer like I do, or doing any kind of sit down, get up, set yourself an alarm, do something to get you going. I think that Joan goes through some really cool exercise, or some important messages, and one of them is exercise. That's the first thing. 20 minutes or 5 minutes, walk around your room. Remember when it was COVID time, how we coped? We went online and we watched virtual exercising and well-being. We went out and walked around our neighborhood. We couldn't do some of the things that we were hoping we could do, but we kept healthy. We kept strong. We got through it. Now, one book that really impacted me I read it during COVID, was a book called Atomic Habits, and I think it was by someone called John Clear, but you can find it. It's called Atomic Habits, and it was about how you can change the way that you're living your life by doing one small step a day. And I remember my son actually telling me to when I was talking about exercising and just not being able to get going, to do we'll go out and walk for 1 minute and come back. Don't go for 2 minutes or 3 minutes, just 1 minute and come back. And then 2 minutes and 5 minutes, 20 minutes. And just over the course of a month, you're walking 30 minutes a day. And just to do these things, at a slow pace, but they call them, or Clear calls them, atomic habits. Whatever you do a daily exercise regime, whether it's just walking, going to the gym, swimming, whatever you do it regularly. That's what Joan is encouraging us to do. For healthy heart, weight control, blood pressure, all those things really affected by movement. Now, for me, it's walking. I walk a lot. I go on these journeys and these trips, and I'm always walking at least 10,000 miles, 10,000 steps every single day. Just do it and make it a regular thing. That's the most important thing. The second thing is to take care of your skin. Now, I wear makeup. I like playing with makeup, but the thing about my strategy is that I do also look after my skin. I don't do fancy stuff. I don't spend a lot of money. As you know, I use a facial serum I talked about before, Growing Younger Gracefully, and it's one I've used for years. Excuse me, and I will use it forever, until I can find something even more better than that, but it's a great facial serum. Then the other thing is, know that you have to exfoliate. Speaking of, my voice is going too. Maybe I should put in a list of things. Watch your voice. Take care of your voice and your throat. Facial exercises are another thing that's important. But skincare, just doing your an exfoliation, a process that cleanses, and then use a facial oil or something like that. Do some facial exercises if you have some intention or some guidance with that. I think Joan, I don't know if she, in her article, I'll put a link to the article, whether she puts a place where you can go to get facial exercises. But it really is a way to get blood pumping and get the collagen restarted in your skin. These hormonal changes take place. So taking care of your skin and your face and your skincare is really, really important. That's another step too. Don't neglect those things. They're super important. And again, you don't need exfoliation to spend a lot of money on exfoliating products. There's some really nice gentle peels that you can get, and just do what you can afford. The best thing to do, by the way, is just smile, because that's the thing that really brings your face to life. And just smile. There's so much to be grateful for. Another third thing is to reduce stress. Now, Margaret, you talked about this a gazillion times. How do I reduce stress? Well, I wish I could say there was like a magic, pill you could take. Well, I suppose you can take pills to calm you down, but, there's no magic. It's just simply doing things that calm your nerves, get your fears in perspective, things that like, just working through the things that are going to drive you into a depression or state of anxiety. You have the control over this. I mean, you may not have control over everything else, but that you do. So reducing stress with meditation, Tai Chi, yoga, whatever you do, walking could be it, knitting could be it, coloring, whatever you do, find a way to reduce the stress, because exercise is going to help in some ways, but that magic hormone cortisol that really controls your production or assists, I think, in your production of collagen, all those things are related to stress. I know it's a lot to be stressful about. The world is in a crazy state. You got to find a way, though. You have to just find a way to calm down. Sleep is super important. You've got to get good sleep. Don't treat that as a minor thing. If you aren't getting good sleep, not just hours of sleep, but deep depth of sleep, getting into the cycles of dreaming and REM sleep where you're just healing your body. Sleep is for healing. When you're young, it's for growing. When you're kids, sleep is for growing. When you're older, it's for healing. And so make sure that you get some really good sleep strategies in place, some ways that you're going to bed earlier, getting up, if you're getting up a bit later, to getting yourself in a good state of mind as you start your day with sleep and meditation, really important. Detoxification is something that Joan mentions. And I think it's really an important one because we think about the environment that we live in and the food that we eat. There are things that we can do to detoxify our bodies from poisons. Let's face it. I mean, so much processed food is just not good for you. I mean, I'm preaching, I know, to the choir here because we've talked about this before. I mean, yes, if you want to eat processed food, that's your choice, but there's a consequence to eating things that are not, really pure, natural food, plant-based if you feel that inclined, and also to use techniques like intermittent fasting and just giving your body a break between meals. Really, really important. Another thing that Joan talks about, which I think is super important as you get older, is your posture. Now, I actually do put a cushion behind me when I'm working now. I don't have it today for some reason, but I always usually use a cushion behind me. When I sleep, same thing. I watch my posture. And when I go out, my tendency, because I'm like you, I'm always looking to see where I'm going to fall. It's like, okay, make sure you don't trip. I'm looking down a lot, but I try when I know where I'm walking and it's there's nothing in front of me. I'll lift my head up, shoulders back, and breathe, and just breathe in the fresh air and fill your lungs. And I feel we don't do that enough. We don't breathe deeply enough. And part of that is our posture. So make sure your posture is something that you prioritize, and get your neck muscles strengthened, because a lot of when they're doing the computer, you tend to be slouching over. You watch people on the buses and trains with their heads down doing their phones. But that weakens your neck, and just put it, keep it straight. Keep your shoulders back, straight, head up. Put books on your head and walk around the room. What else have I got here? Let me have a look at my notes, because I can't remember all these in top of my head. But these are things, I think that increased cell regeneration is one that she talks about with their sleep, that we can do things that we may not have perfect skin anymore. We may have wrinkles, but taking care of your posture and your breathing and your skincare routine is super, super important. So what do you do? What are the things that you do to, habits that you can get into, or that you maybe have forgotten that this has inspired you to revive, things that you can revive aging habits that are going to heal generate new, new life in your body, keep you healthy and well, and keep you safe. What do? Tell us your secrets. Okay, everybody. Well, thank you, Jen, for this article. I'll definitely put a link to it in the video so you can read it in more detail, because she goes into it in a lot more detail, a lot more than I have done. But we have so many, as I said, so many articles that talk about healthy habits, and I hope that you find some pleasure and some insight by listening and watching the videos. If you haven't joined our 60ME YouTube community, please sign up. We're almost close to 250,000 people, 250,000 subscribers here on YouTube. So if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and do that for me as a favor. You can always unsubscribe later. Just psychologically, I'd like to get there. It just seems so powerful to be able to be reaching that many women. It's great. Anywho, hope that you're doing great. Take really good care of yourself, and I will do something with my voice. I think I need a cup of tea. But do well, be well, stay safe, and know that you're loved here. Talk to you again soon. Bye for now.